welcome to the 5th episode of Electric Mobility. We're here in sunny Munich at the Nymphenburger castle, and we've got this sweet Volkswagen GTE Passat here today. It's the estate version of the Passat GTE, which Volkswagen released this year. It's a plug-in hybrid vehicle with the electric motor and the petrol engine. The petrol engine's got 4 cylinders and 136 horsepower, and the electric motor has 118 horsepower, and it's integrated in the drivetrain in the gearbox. Passat GTE looks pretty much like a normal Passat, but Volkswagen has put a few nice design differentiators to make this look like an electric car, and that's something we can have a look at. You've got this sort of blue line coming across here with the GTE badge, and GTE stands for performance and electric performance. So this is kind of the GTI or the GTD, and this is GTE, you know, so this is quick. You've got the daytime running lights here. This is the typical Volkswagen C-shaped daytime driving lights, and they show from a distance that this is an electric car, and when you're on the street, that's how you can see them. Since this is electric, it needs recharging once in a while. It's got a 9.9 kilowatt hour battery, which gives the car a 50 kilometer cycle range, so realistic range is around 35. And to recharge the car, it's quite easy. Volkswagen has nicely hidden the charging port just next to the Volkswagen symbol. So we press it, and here you've got the charging port. Similar in the BMW, it was in the front left. Here it's in the center. I like it because it means you can always get to it when you park in the front. On the rear, the center is the most accessible kind of position on the car. So recharging, the car takes 2.5 hours on a public charging station, and with the normal cable, which is in the back of the trunk, it takes 4.5 hours, because this car's got a nice 9.9 kilowatt hour battery, so it's quite a large battery, but it does give you a good amount of electric driving. But it is a very performing version of the Passat. It's got in total 218 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque, and got an acceleration of 7.4 seconds from 0 to 100 and a maximum speed of 235 kilometers. So this is definitely a fast car and also a very efficient one. What we're going to show you also is a little bit the shape of the car. So you see the estate version, normal refueling cap here at the back. Here also the GTE badge, and you see the exhaust pipes are integrated in the body of the car. So it's a very elegant design and subtle differentiations. If we open the trunk, just press this here. We've got some stuff lying in there, but you see it's a massive trunk, over 1,000 liters of volume. We've got here some tools in there. You can close this if you want to cover things. You can fold the seats, and underneath this here, there's a mat in there. You've got the charging cables. We've got, for the first time, the public charging cable included, as usual, with the Type 2 plug, and this other Type 2 plug goes into the charging station. So Volkswagen was nice enough to give us this cable to charge on public stations, and you see it's nice and yellow so nobody trips over it. The other cable that's included, it's a bit longer. It's the normal household cable. As per usual, you got the Type 2 plug, and you've got an in-cable control box which regulates the charging, and here, nicely done by Volkswagen, you can actually adjust the charging speed. So if you've got a sort of bad house installation, you can reduce it, and if your house is modern and wired, you can increase it. So this has got a temperature sensor included, and it's quite a safe version. This charges the car in 4.5 hours, whereas on a 3.7 kilowatt public charging station, the car charges in 2.5 hours. This is because it's got a big battery. It's got a 9.9 kilowatt hour battery, so that's a third bigger than that of the BMW Active Tourer. So we close this up just by pressing, and we'll have a look at the inside of the car. Shut your eyes and think of somewhere. So the inside, we've got here the white leather seats, which are partly electrically adjustable. The other part is still manual, so you can sort of adjust one thing electrically and the other one by hand. If we have a look inside, the quality of the cabin is actually spot on. It's very nice. Like, this has got premium character. I would say it's nicer than some of the actual premium marks. Got a nice steering wheel, nice seats, nice dark oak wood, and generally very high quality materials. So Volkswagen and the kind of classical disciplines of car building has really gone all the way out to make a very premium car. So on the inside now, if we have a look at the displays, we've got the 8-inch navigation screen here in the middle, and we've got a virtual cockpit display there. So that's borrowed from Audi and gives you some information. So now we'll turn it on. And you see here that there's the display has come to life. It shows the car, and we've got here the power meter and the ref counter. In the middle we've got the car status, now starting navigation, and on the right we've got the speed and the range. And this is just one out of many settings that we can do, which we can change here. You've got the audio, which you can connect. So that's a song that's just playing from my iPhone. You've got the telephone, my phone is connected. The vehicle status, the tire pressures, and the hybrid screen, which shows you the power flow and which engine is running. Right now we're stationary. Driving data, so total range is really high, 611 kilometers. We've got 11 kilometers of E-range left and 600 of petrol range, so that's nicely done. And then you've got the views. So here you can actually customize a lot. We're now in the consumption range view. The classical view looks a bit different. It's just power meter and speedo. And you can also have an efficiency view, where it shows you how much percentage you've driven on zero emissions, 79% today, and how much energy we've used, 16.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. The navigation view is sort of a mix. It shows, okay, we're arriving at 2:45 and we're 300 kilometers away, 300 meters away. And the last one, driver assistance. So there's actually a ton of customization options. You can sort of change what's in the middle of the screen, you can change what's on the side of the screen, and you've got the big 8-inch screen here in the middle. So now we're in the electric car setup here, and we've seen 11 kilometers, the E-range, the power flow. So these are similar functions from what we had before, but on the big screen, the zero emissions, so you see the same information. What's nice is you can pair your phone, and that is actually really nice with a touch screen. You have your phone here, you can set favorites, and you can go straight into contacts, and it's all touch, you know, so it's quite easy to browse through that. It's very intuitive. The touchscreen works well, you know, if you want to type a number, that works all pretty well. What other things are there? Media is for the music. So we've connected the iPhone. And it's streaming from Spotify. So that's working pretty well once you've connected your phone, either via Lightning or now it's actually running on the USB, which takes a bit more energy. So the menu, I think, is quite a lot better than I expected. Sat-nav navigation also works well. We'll put in a route, so new destination. We say Landsberger Allee, Landsberger Straße, here we go. So I feel this is quite intuitive and easier than, for example, the iDrive controller in some way. Now it gives you some choices for guidance, and off we go to Landsberger Straße.
So I guess I have to put drive. Where's drive?
All the way down.
This one, okay.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't go.
Yeah, and it disengages the parking brake automatically.
Yeah.
I think the exit is here on the right. Yeah. I think we're in hybrid mode now. Oh no, this is electric only mode. So electric only is actually my favorite mode.
Me too.
It's nice, no?
We are electric now.
Yeah, electric likes electric. They're also electric.
Yes, let me try the GTE mode.
Okay, GTE mode, you press the button, you get the performance. Yeah, there we go.
I'm too soft.
Engine kicked in.
Guys in front of me.
And the GTE mode, you get this additional sound.
I can hear it
Speaker.
now. Oh, now a bit. You really have to press on the pedal. No?
It's hard. It's a bit like an old Golf GTI. Let's do like a full acceleration and E mode only, just to see how it feels off the line.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
Ooh. Bit of spin from the front wheels there. So the front wheel drive does have some traction issues. So we can just park here. There are two charging stations at the front, a DC fast charging and a normal one. So are you confident to plug it in?
I hope, yes.
You want to try it out? Okay, let's see how this works. The Volkswagen charging station works. So that's the AC charging station that we can use. This one is already taken by this up-E there. And this is the CCS plug, which doesn't fit because it's only for fast charging. So let's use this one. That's the Type 2 plug there in the bottom. Yeah, that's the standard charging connector, and that's a wall box, Volkswagen wall box.
So why should I use this one or this one?
This one is already taken, so plug it in. It's initializing. Now it's green. I think now it's charging. Let's have a look inside the car. That's cool. Okay, yeah. So it does say 2 hours 10 for charging. So now we are in the hybrid mode, which is the same as auto e-drive in BMW, and we notice that the difference is that the engine kicks in a lot earlier. As soon as we drive more than 20 kilometers an hour, as you hear, the petrol engine comes in. So we're starting now in the hybrid mode. We press very lightly on the pedal, and at 20 kilometers you see that the petrol engine kicks in. And we take the foot off, the petrol engine goes out. So the amount of electric driving that we're doing is actually quite small, and subjectively it feels like we're actually driving in a normal petrol car or in a normal hybrid like Toyota Prius. We will change the mode to E mode, because in E mode you actually get a full electric driving experience. Here are the buttons. Here you can change the different E modes. We were just in hybrid, and now we go into the all-electric mode, E mode, so that's the same as max e-drive in BMW. So we'll try that. So this is the acceleration E mode. It's pretty good. It's definitely enough to keep up with traffic. It's very direct. So now in E mode we're cruising totally electric with like 55 kilometers an hour. It feels very comfortable. It is definitely as good as in the BMW or on other electric cars. So very smooth ride, reasonably quick if we press it. You notice there's a quick shifter, because interestingly the electric motor is in the gearbox, so the car actually shifts even when it's driving all electrically. When we ease off the pedal we get the recuperation and we put energy back into the battery. So in E mode it drives perfect, and it's actually like almost like a full electric vehicle. In the hybrid mode I'm not so convinced, because in the hybrid mode it feels like what it says, like a normal hybrid, but it doesn't feel like a plug-in hybrid. We're doing a start in the hybrid mode, so I'm driving and the engine is already on. So that was up to 18-20 kilometers and then the engine kicks in. And now you hear the combustion engine. So that doesn't really feel like an electric car. This feels more like a normal petrol engine car. This car has a different operating strategy than the BMWs. The BMWs drive all electric till a certain speed and then they kick in the petrol engine. This car kicks in the petrol engine at the beginning and then takes it out once you reach like your cruising speed. So I think the engineers and the software guys, they probably implemented the hybrid drivetrain strategy differently. So I'm kind of the driver, I would switch manually between E-mode and hybrid because I don't like the hybrid. Alright, so I think overall to the car we can say that it drives really nicely. Like the steering is very soft, the suspension is very comfortable, and it's overall a very well built, high quality car, which is definitely up there with the premium cars from BMW, Mercedes and Volvo. I think the quality is even better than in the Active Tourer, which we tested previously. What is not so nice is that the powertrain keeps switching back and forth between electric motor and petrol engine, so you kind of never really know what's going on, and there's a lot of kind of things happening while you're just kind of driving constantly. So I don't like that as much. But in terms of kind of the classic disciplines of cars, this is very nicely done. It sort of feels almost like Volkswagen built a very solid Passat, and for the GTE they try to do a bit too many things at once. They try to make it a GTE, an electric car, have it all digital with the cluster and the navigation. So there's a lot of interesting features and a lot of things to discover, but it feels as a first-time driver almost a bit confusing. Might be because we're more used to BMWs, but I think they're generally a bit easier to handle. So it's actually very nice to drive. The suspension takes off all the shocks from the cobbles. And the engine isn't running. Alright, so we've just finished our test drive in the Passat GTE. We've done around 50 kilometers throughout Munich, and here's our summary. So there are three things that I really like about the car. Firstly, it's a very nicely built car, very high quality and very nice materials, so it feels very premium. Secondly, the electric powertrain is very powerful. You've got a big battery and a good electric acceleration, so the electric driving is actually really enjoyable and very smooth. And thirdly, it's a very versatile car. You've got a lot of space and a lot of passenger room, so this is great for company reps. What I do not like as much are two things. One is the hybrid mode. In the hybrid mode, which should be the default mode, you feel like you're almost not getting any electric driving. The engine keeps cutting in and cutting out, and even already at low speeds, it jumps in. So it doesn't feel it's a 100% electric mode, to be honest. It feels more like a Prius. And secondly, what is not so nice about this car, but that's the same in any other plug-in hybrid, is that the charging speed is quite slow, and 3.7 kilowatt hours of recharging takes a long time. So overall, I would say this is a perfect car for company reps and salespeople as a company car, and it is a very solid car for long-distance drivers who have the occasional city drive and short-distance driving as well. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. This was the 5th episode of ELECTRIQUE. We are going to be back soon in a couple of days with a French car. So looking forward to see you again. Thank you very much. Bye.